Hello, awesome people. My name is Mary, and I am one of your friendly teen services librarians here in the East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. And where has the summer gone? It feels like school is just around the corner. So, I guess it's time to get those school supplies ready, and what better way to stash those school supplies than in a duct tape pencil bag? Just a quick heads up, supplies are very limited for this. First come, first serve. And I'd love to give a shout out to the Duct brand website for this idea. So, to make this pencil bag, you will need a Ziploc bag, and this will work with literally any kind of Ziploc bag. You will get a quart-sized one, but this will work with a sandwich bag, this will work with a great big gallon-sized bag, this will work with any kind of Ziploc bag. It's got the sliding zipper, it's got the regular kind of zipper, it'll work with any kind of Ziploc bag. You will also need duct tape, and if you pick this kit up at the library, you will get 2 different colors of duct tape in your bag. You will also need scissors from home, and a ruler is completely optional. To be honest, I barely used it, but if you want to measure things precisely, you can use a ruler. So the first thing is to cut the zipper part off of the bag. Now, don't cut it right underneath the zipper. You'll want to leave a little bit of bag underneath it. I left about 3/4 of an inch-ish, but if you can leave a little bit more than that, you can leave a little bit less. A little bit more is probably going to be a little bit easier when it comes to taping everything together at the end, though. Now, you might be tempted to throw the rest of the bag away once you've cut the zipper off. Don't do this. You will need the rest of that bag if you want to make an ID pocket. To see how to make an ID pocket, I'll show you how to make that at the end, but for now, don't throw the rest of that bag away. Now, take one color of your duct tape and measure out a strip as long as your bag is wide. Now, you can use a ruler, like I said, to measure out the bag if you really want to, so you're a little bit more precise, but I don't think it's necessary. Just kind of lay the duct tape out in front of your bag and measure it that way, eyeball it. Now it's time to make what I call duct tape fabric. To make duct tape fabric, lay that strip of tape sticky side up on the table, and then cut a second strip of duct tape that's about the same length. It doesn't have to be exact, but make it close enough. Then lay that second strip, also sticky side up, just a little bit over top the first strip, so they're overlapping just a tiny, tiny amount. You don't want them overlapping too much because you don't want the bag to be really short, but you want them to be overlapping just a little bit. Now you're going to reinforce your duct tape fabric by measuring out some short strips of duct tape. These need to be slightly shorter than the width of your 2 strips of tape together. You want to leave a strip of sticky stuff up at the top because that's how you're going to secure the bag to your zipper later on. Lay down that first short strip of tape perpendicular, so your long strips are laying horizontally. You want to lay this shorter strip vertically on top of your 2 long strips. So you're going to be putting sticky side on sticky side. And if there's some overhang at the bottom of your bag, that's fine. You can trim it later. Continue laying those short strips across the length of those 2 long strips until the whole thing is covered. It took me about 5 short strips of tape. Then just go ahead and trim those ragged edges off of the sides and the bottom of your piece of duct tape fabric. And then repeat. Repeat all of those previous steps so you have 2 basically identical looking pieces of duct tape fabric with those little sticky strips at the top. Then lay the zipper part of your bag on top of the sticky stuff of your first piece of fabric, and then sandwich the zipper between that first piece of fabric and the second piece of fabric. So lay that other piece of duct tape fabric on top so the strips of sticky stuff kind of line up at the top. So you want this to look pretty even. So this is starting to look kind of like a pencil bag now, but if you were to put pencils or markers or things, it would just fall straight through because there's no there's nothing sealing the sides and the bottom. So now we're going to take care of that. So to seal your bag up, take your second color of duct tape and cut off a strip that's about as long as your bag. And this will seal up the bottom. Lay that bag about halfway down the strip of tape, then fold it up and over to seal the bottom off. And if there's any extra hanging off the sides, trim it off now. Then repeat that same process on the left side and the right side of the bag to seal the sides up. Simple enough. Now this step is optional, but if you want to make sure your bag is extra secure, cut another strip of tape as long as your bag, and then cut it down the middle so you have two long skinny strips of tape. Lay one of those skinny strips at the top of your bag, right under the zipper, and then flip the bag over and lay that other skinny strip on top of the bag, just below the zipper. So at this point, you're done. I mean, if you are good with it and you don't want to add an ID pocket onto it, you can fill your pencil bag up now and enjoy. But if you want to put a pocket onto your bag for your school ID or another important card, like your library card maybe, cut a square of plastic off of the blank side of your bag. You'll notice if you look at your plastic bag, there's one side that has like paint on it, like the Ziploc logo and all of that, and then there's one side that's completely blank. So you'll want to cut that square of plastic from the blank side. You want to make sure that square of plastic is a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the card you plan on using. And as you can see, I'm just using an old gift card as an example. So take a length of tape that's a little bit longer than the height of your piece of plastic and cut it in half so again you have two skinny strips, and lay one strip on one side of the plastic and one strip on the other side of the plastic. You want to lay them so there's a little strip of sticky stuff hanging off of each edge. So you can do this directly onto the bag, or you can do it like I'm doing off to the side, and then once you've got everything laid down like you want it, then you can stick it onto the bag afterwards. Then cut another strip of tape that is as long as your ID pocket is wide. Cut it in half to make a skinny strip, and lay that skinny strip along the bottom. Then, if you weren't building it on your bag as you were going, lay that completed ID pocket down on your bag and press it down to make sure everything is stuck. And you are finished. Fill up your new pencil bag with your school supplies. I hope you enjoyed making this. I hope you have a great rest of your summer and a great start to the school year. Stay safe and always remember, stay awesome.